And we do believe that we are now becoming the next generation in online marketing. Premier Cashback offers companies complete marketing solutions. That's our idea. Premier Cashback's aim is to deliver value for money product direct from the manufacturer to you, the customer, with no need for advertising, search engines, wholesalers, or traditional retail outlets. We've developed a unique business model. We do not use normal supply chains, marketing or advertising. Our members are our marketing arm, using the oldest and most successful form of advertising that there's ever been, which is personal recommendation and word of mouth. And all we do, basically, is we cut what we've normally known as the middlemen out of marketing. That's the whole idea. We pay the members. That's what we do. Rather than paying wholesalers, advertising fees, distributors or whatever, we pay our members. That's the whole idea behind this, in the hope that the members will feel confident enough to recommend us. Over the next few minutes we'll show you a unique business model with an opportunity to create substantial residual income for you and your family. Established in 2008, the company pioneered a revolutionary new cashback program and business model. The program is already working for thousands of affiliate members worldwide. It's free to join and can also work for you. What we do, the Premier Cashback system, is a combination of 3 proven marketing tools, which the first one is loyalty points. And they've been around for as long as I can remember. I can remember my mum collecting Green Shield stamps when I was very young. But now they're all over the place. They really are. Supermarkets, filling stations. I buy tickets for trains now on Virgin Trains. They want to give me loyalty points. Stay in hotels, buy insurance off online sites. There's loyalty points everywhere. You buy a cup of coffee, you're offered loyalty points. The reason that they've spread so much is because they work. They really do work. Companies have found that they do work. Cashback is being advertised more and more. Use our credit card, we'll give you some cash back. Buy a car from us, we'll give you some cash back. There's been a recession. Businesses are really looking for things to pull business in, so they're offering more. So cashback's becoming more and more used. Refer a friend, just been around forever. People believe that they've had good service, or they've had a good deal somewhere, we tend to tell a friend. Just a natural human instinct, basically. These tools have been used successfully to create loyal customers and repeat business, generating massive revenue and growth. All we've done, we haven't invented any of them, we've just combined all 3 into one marketing program. Membership is strictly invitation only. You must be introduced by an existing member to become part of the cashback program. We're going to show you how a one-off purchase of a quality product can pay you cashback payments over and over again. Salustra is one of our retail partners. Colin's done a great job tonight explaining what the products from Salustra are like. I truly believe that they're light years ahead of anything that's already been offered out there. I truly believe that. And any products that we bring to the market will be the Rolls Royce of products, because that's what we've always wanted to create with this business. Chaffetz Gallery, I think a lot of our existing members are used to Chaffetz Gallery. Chaffetz Gallery offer a wide range of original artworks and high quality limited edition fine art prints. There's some seriously famous artists now becoming involved with us. The BBC market their art through us. It really is a value for money product and has always been an investment type market. The art market has always been that way. So you really are getting value for money products from Chaffetz Gallery. So when a member purchases products from any of our retail partners, they collect free cashback points. But our points work a little differently to most other people's points. There's no limit to the amount of products you can purchase, so there's no limit to the number of free cashback points that you can collect. Each time you spend £50 on a Salustra product, you will also receive 1 free alpha cashback point. So if you spent £100, you could be buying 2 packs of Salustra or 2 different products. You'd receive 2 free points. £150, you'd receive 3 free points along with your products. As soon as your free points enter the program, the Alpha Cashback program, you benefit from all Salustra sales made worldwide. It's not like coffee shop points where you would benefit every time you bought a cup of coffee, but you would benefit from every sale that we make worldwide once your points enter the program. Each time you have an Alpha point complete, you will receive £100 cashback. And that's a little different to what most companies are offering. Some people offer 1.5% on the credit cards, seen up to 2%. But I haven't seen any other companies that say we'll give you double what you spent when your point completes. That's totally different. And we'll give you 2 free Amiga cashback points, placed directly into the Amiga program. So that's not the end of the story by a long way. Each time you spend $250 on art with Chaffetz Gallery, you'll receive 1 free Amiga point, placed directly into the Amiga program. Obviously, if you spend 750 Canadian dollars on art, Chaffetz Gallery is a Canadian company, that's why it's in Canadian dollars. $250, there's about $2 to the pound at the moment. It's a great time to be buying from Chaffetz, to be honest, because the pound's really strong. If you spend 750 Canadian dollars, you get your art sent to you, the art that you choose, but you'll be given 3 free points. 2,500, you get 10 free points, and so on. Again, there's no limit to the amount of products you can purchase, so there's no limit to the number of free cashback points that you can collect. As soon as your points enter the Amiga cashback program, you benefit from everything we sell worldwide, Salustra and Chaffetz Gallery. Now, each time you have an Amiga point complete, you will receive 1,350 in cashback payments, which is quite a deal. And we don't say we hope, or you could, or if there's a good wind behind us, you'll receive 1,350. It says you will receive 1,350 each time you have an Amiga point complete. So the question now really is, how do you get a point to complete? And we'll show you exactly how that works. Plus, you also get 1 free Amiga point placed directly back into the Amiga program. So you can never ever run out of points. Once you have points in the system will always carry on. You'll always have points in the system. As a Premier Cashback affiliate member, all of your purchases are covered by a no-quibble 14-day money-back guarantee. And that's exactly what it says it is. We know it sounds too good to be true. Believe me, I've come up against it lots of times. You try to tell someone, no, that just can't work, it's impossible. I get all that. So we'll show you exactly how it works. We offer people everything. We'll let them see everything, exactly how the whole program works. The Premier Cashback business model is a unique, controlled, and very importantly, a transparent process, meaning you can actually see what's happening. You can view the points of all members and see exactly how it's working for each one. So you don't have to spend anything with us. It's free to join. You can sign up as a member. You wouldn't have any points in the program until you bought some product, but that gives you access to the program. You can see what's happening for every other member in the world. It is transparent. There's nothing hidden within the program. All free points enter the program attaching to existing points. This is just, if you pulled up a single point in the program that was empty, had no attachments, that's pretty much what it would look like. All points enter the program attaching to existing points. Each point can have a maximum of 2 points directly attached. This point has just had 2 points attached to it. This is called binary progression. So these 2 points can each have 2 points attached to them. That's the same with every point in the program. And all points that go into the program have to attach to points that's already in there. When any point has 3 layers filled above it, you would receive an interim, what we call an interim cashback payment. When any point has 4 layers filled, you would then receive what we call a final cashback payment, and this point is complete. When any point completes, has 4 layers filled, the 2 points directly above it would automatically have 3 layers filled. Now, if that's in the Alpha cashback program, they have 3 layers filled, you get £25 cashback with an interim payment. Point turns gold, you get paid £25. With your final payment at 4 layers filled, it turns black, and you receive a final cashback payment of £75. And obviously these 2 points have received interest payments at the same time. For each completed alpha point, you receive £100, and now you'll also be given 2 free Amiga cashback points that go straight into the Amiga program. Now, in the Amiga program, when you have 3 layers filled, your point will turn gold, you receive 250 Canadian dollars in cashback payments. When 4 layers are filled, you'll receive a final payment, your point turns black, you receive a final payment of 1,100 Canadian dollars. And obviously these 2 points will get their interest payments at the same time. For each completed point, you receive 1,350 plus 1 free Amiga cashback point. A little different to coffee shop points, to say the least. We have 2 types of members, 2 distinctly different types of members. We have active and passive members. The choice is yours, and you can change anytime you like. You can be a passive member, then you can suddenly decide to invite a friend. You can be an active member and suddenly decide to take a rest and become a passive member. It really is your choice. There's no obligation from the company. Active members can take control of their business, so you can actually take control. You can decide how quickly it's going to work for you if you become an active member by introducing others to the Premier Cashback program, by recommending us. Passive members can simply buy and enjoy their products. The program still works for them. All members receive exactly the same amount for each completed point. There is no hierarchy. The program is completely transparent and is equal for all. Let's say you make a purchase from one of our retail partners and you collect 12 free cashback points. They'll be numbered in sequence, 1 to 12. We'd actually put your name on them. When members join us, we ask them what they want to be called in the program. Some people use their own name, some people use a nickname from school, pretty much whatever you want really, so long as it's not deemed to be offensive, we don't mind. We call it a trading name, a business name or a membership name. So we'll number them 1 to 12, then we'll put your name in them. The first thing we do is we separate the odds from the evens. Points all belong to you, but we separate odds from evens. All points enter the program following the laws of attachment, and the laws of attachment are different for odd and even numbered points. Your odd numbered points will attach as close as possible to your introducing member's lowest numbered point that they own that hasn't already completed the program. We call this their working point, and everyone has a working point. And your odd numbered points will go looking for the member that introduced you for their lowest numbered uncompleted point. In this example, the member that introduced you, their working point was completely empty. It had no attachments. So your point number 1 will attach right there. The layers always fill from left to right, and there's only 2 spaces on the first layer directly above this working point. So 1 and 3 fill the first layer, 5, 7, 9, 11 fill the second layer. They're all being drawn to this point here. It acts like a magnet for any odd numbered points that that member introduces. So they can fill their own point. This allows active members to take control. That's why we do it, to allow active members to take control so they can actually trigger their own payments if they want to. Your even numbered points, so any even numbered points you have, will fill the earliest available space in the whole of the program. And that makes the program equal for all. So that working point is part of a program with lots of other points in it. That's the working point that you attach to that belongs to the member that introduced you. Your odds have attached to it. Now your evens are going to go to the earliest possible space. And obviously if it's the earliest possible space, there are no spaces in front of you. So no one can ever jump the queue. Right? So the earliest space in the program is right here. So this is where your evens are going to start to load into the program. That's the same for all members. Your even numbered points start to load along there, and they just load along this layer, filling the earliest possible space in the program. Again, your introducer, who is an active member, decides to invite someone else. And they collect 15 points. Again, then odd points are going to go looking for their introducer's working point, because this point hasn't completed yet. So the odd points go looking for the introducer. You've already occupied these first spaces nearest to your introducer. So they start to fill, and they fill that third layer. your introducers triggered themselves an interim payment and the points turned gold. Now, the second member's even numbered points are going to go to the earliest possible space, which is behind you. And they fill any spaces left by the odds that's already stacked on top of the active members. Because active members have odds stacked on top of them. Any layers that we begin to fill with the evens are never empty. They've always got stacks of odds along them. The evens just come along and fill any spaces that were left. And that happens all the time. Odd points are going looking for their introducer. Even points are filling the earliest possible space. These are odds already stacked on top of an active member, so the evens just come along and fill any spaces around them. Each time a layer completes, so this layer is now completed, there's no more spaces on it. So a new layer begins, and that's exactly what happens. Even numbered points belong to the earliest space. Odd points continue to stack on top of active members. Your introducer's working point was already on this layer, so the evens just come along and fill any spaces around them. This active member has now completed their working point, triggered themselves a final payment. But what's really nice here as well, you're a passive member in this example, they've triggered you 2 interim payments. When they filled 4 layers above their working point, they've also filled 3 layers above your number 1 and number 3. And that often happens within the program. Everything, you benefit from all sales made worldwide. So anything any other members do, you benefit from that activity. Same with you. Anything you do, you'll benefit from it, but so will all the other members in the program. They all benefit from it. You see all these points above this working point, they're all odd numbered. That members done it themselves. They've invited people, they've shared the opportunity. So the same thing happens. Even points always load to the earliest possible space. Odd points go looking for the member that's introducing them. In this example, your evens now are getting the first layer filled above them, even though you're a passive member. And the evens just come along filling any spaces that were left by the odds. Odd points continue to stack on top of the active members that are introducing them. And they're taking control of the business. These are odds, obviously, above an active member. The evens just come along filling any spaces. All points with 3 layers filled just automatically turn gold and they receive interim payments. Whether or not those members were active or passive, if you have 3 layers filled, you get an interim payment. 4 layers filled, active or passive, you get a final payment. It's equal for all members. Again, as this layer is now complete, a new one begins. And the same thing's repeated each time. The same rules are applied to all points that come into the program. Odd points continue to stack up on top of the active members. Even points fill the earliest possible spaces. As this layer comes through, your even numbered points are all now get the 3 layers filled above them. Even though you're passive, you would get another 6 interim payments. Depending which plan they were in, would depend on how much that was. And when the 4th layer goes through, you would receive 6 final payments. And it doesn't make any difference from a company point of view whether you were active or passive. You get the same amount for each completed point. And obviously now, it wouldn't matter which plan you were in, you would also be given new free points. With each final payment, you always receive at least 1 new free point. If you've completed the Alpha program, you'd receive 2 free Omega points. So you finish up coming back into the program again, behind the members that's helped you get paid out. It keeps the playing field as level as possible. If you're seeing this for the first time, it looks complicated. It's going to be available on the site. There'll be a voiceover presentation as well. We'll turn it into a movie, so as people can watch it, you can stop it. When you're at home, you can stop it, start it, go back over certain parts. But we're going to continue to build tools to help members understand the system a bit quicker. With each final payment, which I've just covered, you also receive free Omega points. So basically what's happening now is anybody goes and buys Salustra product, and I really believe this is such an easy sale. It really is the Rolls Royce of products, and people will come back to you and buy the products again. They would feed points straight into the Alpha Cashback program. Each time a point completes, it feeds 2 points into the Omega Cashback program. Anyone that goes to Chaffetz Gallery and makes a purchase of art, provided you remember, you would get 3 points straight into the Omega Cashback program. Now, any other products that we take on can do the same thing. They can either feed directly into the Omega or the Alpha. It would depend on the retail value of that product. We would always make sure that members are getting value for money product. The product stands alone. But you get 3 points into the program. Now, a new product can do the same, or it could feed another program if we wanted to. What I like to get across to people is we don't look for products that fit into the program. We can build a program to fit any product that we decide to take on. So if a product has a completely different retail value to the either Alpha that wouldn't suit the Alpha or the Omega program, we could come up with a Bravo program, as an example. But they would always feed through and benefit existing members, which is very important to us. As you can see, the cashback programs are a controlled process that follows the same laws for each member. There's no limit to the amount of products you can purchase, so there's no limit to the number of free cashback points that you can collect. You do not have to introduce members to receive payments. All members are equal and receive exactly the same amount for each completed point. However, if you do decide to be active, you can take control of how quickly you receive your payments, and you can receive a second payment that is only paid to active members, and we call it support bonus. Active member support bonus. For our active members who share this opportunity with their friends and family, we've also created support bonus. Each time the member that you introduce receives a final payment, you would receive a support bonus. It's an extra payment that's paid by the company. It's like a thank you for helping us, because you've obviously been active, you've recommended us. So every time someone that you introduce receives a payment, you would also receive a payment. Our support bonus pays up to 10 generations and is payable per point, not per member. If you introduced me and I had 10 points in the program, each time I have a point complete, you would receive a support bonus payment. You get that for every point. Don't forget, every time I get a point complete, I'm given new free points. Any of those new free points, when they're complete, you also get your support bonus payment. That relationship is permanent. Every member you introduce is on your first generation. Any members introduced by the members on your first generation become your second generation, and so on, up to 10 generations. And again, there's no limit to the number. The only person that can limit your business is you. There is no limit to the number of members that you can introduce. The Alpha Cashback program pays the following support bonus. If you've introduced me, when I get an Alpha point complete, I'll get a final payment. You would get £20, and you get that for each of my points, and that's the same for everyone that you introduce. Anyone that the people that you've introduced then introduces, they'll be your second generation, you'll get £10 and so on. I know people look at this and think, well, these generations are just a quid. It's hardly worth having, is it? If you know how this, if you have any experience in this type of marketing, and if you know how teams can build, this can be massive. And to be quite honest with you, these could be members anywhere in the world. It's basically you told someone that then told someone else that told someone else, told someone else, told someone else. It goes down 10 generations. They can be based anywhere in the world. But you still earn from those points, because you started the ball rolling in that particular area of the business. The Alpha Cashback program also introduces additional support status bonus. Now, we have attainment levels, if you like. First one is Ruby member, people that achieve being a Ruby member. Once you're Ruby forever. We don't ask you to redo it again. Our attainment levels are permanent. Because I've heard in some other businesses, you have to maintain a certain level. Now, once you're Ruby, you can decide to pass it from there on if you want. You will always be Ruby. But you would get extra on your first 2 generations. Everyone qualifies for this, but you get extra on your first 2 generations. If you're an Alpha, if you've reached Alpha, if you're a Sapphire member, I'm looking at the Alpha program, you would get extra to 4 generations. Again, if you're an Emerald member, you'll be getting an extra support bonus up to 7 generations. And if you're a Diamond member, and we've got 2 around, Ray Cranston, who just sneaked out, I think they go to the loo, and Chris Brown, they both disappeared out there, get some fresh air. We had 3 at the meeting last night in Birmingham, which was really cool, because there's only 3 Diamond members in the business, because we had Wayne Cooney over from Ireland last night. But if you're a Diamond member, you get extra support bonus to 10 generations. In the Omega Cashback program, you introduce me, when I get a point complete, you'd receive $200. Anyone that I would then introduce, we on your second generation, you receive $100 each time a point complete. and again down to 10 generations. Which means, in either of the plans, Alpha or Omega, each time a point completes in Alpha or Omega program, a final payment will be generated. Also, 2 interim payments are generated. These are 3 different points that have just triggered payments. They can belong to 3 different members. And support bonus will be triggered up to 10 generations, which means in either program, anytime a point completes, 13 different members can be receiving payments, which is seriously powerful when you see that working. We show you an example of the transparency. We like to show members how the money is used from sales, and members can work this out once you get experience. Anybody can work it out in the Omega plan, the Alpha plan as well. This is going to give you an example of the Omega program. Our transparency also shows exactly how payments are made, so as everyone can see, because the whole thing's transparent. It's always the 16 points that fill this 4th and final layer that actually trigger the payment cycle. So when those 16 points enter the program, in the Omega program, we know that 16 times 250 is being spent in Chaffetz Gallery. So we know we've done 4,000 in sales. That's what we've pulled in the sales for that to happen, $4,000. Right, so that $4,000 is what we've done in sales. Production costs and Chaffetz Gallery profit comes to $800. Final payment to member is $1,100. This member gets $1,100. There's 2 interim payments of $250 each. That adds up to $500. Support bonus, remember the 10 generations? That all adds up to $450. This member's given a new free Omega point. Goes straight back into the Omega program. But again, it is going to help trigger a payment for someone else. So we've got to make the allowance for it. So that's $250 to make sure the money's there to pay the next member. Web maintenance, development and profit. We need to make some money. We don't do this for fun, it's a business. So we take 10% basically of the turnover there. But that only adds up to $3,500. Actually, we're looking for something else. We're looking for a little bit more profit than that. We'll show you where that comes from in a minute. But that only adds up to $3,500. So we've lost $500 somewhere. We haven't lost it, we know exactly where it goes, and it's allowance for a free point into the Ruby bonus program, which is another reason members try to achieve Ruby status. Each time you have a point complete, this belongs to you. So it issues a free point into another program where you can earn substantially more. It's designed for active members. So that adds up to exactly 4,000, which is exactly what we started with. And that's repeated. Another 16 points enter the program, exactly the same thing will happen again. That's how the money's divided. And it's to show you that it's sustainable. We can always afford to do it as a company. Running the system cannot make the company insolvent, because we can show you exactly where all the payments come from. Another 16 points enter the program, exactly the same thing happens again. It's a really important slide, that, for anyone that's wanting to view this as a business. As you can see, all payments are covered by this controlled process, and it is very much a controlled process. The Ruby bonus program is designed for our more active members to enhance their business and offer them the opportunity to earn substantially more from the cashback programs. It's more for a training meeting. This is your first time looking at this, you've had loads of information tonight. Benefits, retail partners benefit from increased product sales, members benefit from substantial cashback payments and support bonuses. The company benefits from exponential growth fueled by its worldwide membership. There is no catch, there are no hidden fees, there's no stock to buy, there's no auto ship, no paperwork, no deliveries, and no collecting money. Everything's done direct online with the company. Obviously we make deliveries, people pay us, but you have no need to. Active members recommend us, that's what they do. You don't have to, computer's handy, it's handy to have a laptop to show somebody if you want to show them yourself, but you don't have to carry any products around with you. There are no joining or monthly fees to pay. Membership is free for the first year. After the first year though, we want you to pay $250 a year membership. But only provided that you've received 1,000 in payments. If you haven't, your membership is free and will remain free until you have. Only members that know that this business works for them will ever be asked to pay a membership. And we want hundreds of thousands of members happily paying the membership. And that's proper profit for an international company. That's the other place that we were looking. I said we were looking for something extra. But we've got to pay you first, which we feel is really important. You know it works. We give you your own personal online office with all the facilities you need to run your business. Whenever you log in as a member, this is the menu that's offered to you. There's lots of facilities there for you to be able to monitor the business and see what's going on. Hopefully the person that introduces you will help you understand where these will take you, because that's what this is about. It's about people helping people. And one of the really important things that I feel we've built into this is not a business where you make money from your friends. You make money with them, and that's a big, big difference. All payments are placed directly into your personal e-wallet. Everyone gets a personal e-wallet. That's not transparent. That's your personal e-wallet. There you can withdraw part or all of your e-wallet balance every 2 weeks. We run the payment file twice a month, basically, 14th and 28th. If it's a bank holiday, though, it doesn't get run because all the banks are closed. It can get run the day after the bank holiday. These payments can be made to any bank account worldwide. To find out more, please ask the person who invited you to view this presentation. They're already an affiliate member and are inviting you to join. So, it's the next generation online marketing. You can either shop now at salustra.global or chaffetzgallery.com.